So we are back in Port Angeles. We raced here in July with Cleetus, and this is a fun track. Y'all saw that event, and we're pretty excited to announce that he is coming back. So he called me a couple days ago, actually like one day ago, and he said, hey, there's a chance that my event, the LS Fest, is going to get rained out, and he was interested in coming back to race with us up here in Port Angeles. So we're here. We got the show and shine going on. We got the 208, the 146, the 556, and the 625. All the 4 Jolly Roger boats are here, and we're waiting for Cleetus. I think he's flying in tonight, and he'll be here racing with us again tomorrow. So you all asked for it. You wanted him back. Here he comes. So we're excited. We got the boats are all set up. We got a good boat turnout. I think we got 24, 25 boats. We looked at the rotation. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but I'm going to break this up into 3 videos. Again, I had some footage of the drive out here. Really cool Washington State kind of scenery on the way out, and we'll go talk to the rotation, or talk about the rotation, and kind of talked about the points of it and what kind of make this rotation fast, what makes it a little bit technical and fun. I think that's going to be a fun trip around the track. So looking forward to it. Hope you enjoy the video. And we're super excited to have Garrett back with us as a Jolly Roger, and as well as Spicy Spence. I really enjoyed having him. So we're gonna host them again. And TJ, thank you so much for letting us use the boat again. Owe you a lifetime of thank yous for that, and making this happen. Unfortunately, TJ won't be here. He's attending a wedding that he absolutely had to do as one of his best friends. So I do appreciate him sticking to that, and also letting us borrow the boat. So promise we'll be good with it, and we got to go fast. We got to get Garrett back up on that podium, as well as the rest of our boats. So the twin turbo is here. We just fired it up a little bit ago, and should be a good day of racing. So welcome, enjoy the video, and I'll show you a little bit about the track here in a little bit, and then we'll go on to the racing tomorrow. So I'm up above the track right now, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the rotation, and I'm going to go through the obvious parts with our map and our points, and then I'm going to go through, I get asked probably the most common question is, how do you remember that? How do you remember all the numbers, the channels, and where you're at? So I'm going to explain that a little bit, but beautiful night here, night before the race, track's out behind me. So I'm going to turn the phone around, and I'm going to talk you way through the rotation, and then I'll show you my technique on how I memorize it. So here is our rotation today. We're going to do rotation number 1. Here is the set of numbers, and I'm going to show you what it is and how this works. So we're going to come out of the start channel right here. It's 1, 7, 8, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 8, 7, 1, 2, 11, 14, 5, 13, 8, 6, 5, 14, 9, 8 into the finish. So that is the numbers. That is, I'd have to count that, but I'm going to show you now how we break this down into something that's more manageable. So I am not going 4, 5, 13, 8, 7 all the way around the tracks. Okay, so I simply look at patterns. So how this works is we broke it down into really 4 sections. The 1, 7, 8, 12, that's a little loop. So in my brain, I'm doing a little loop, and then we're gonna do a big loop. Big loop is all the way around to the outside, over to this point over here. So that's pretty simple to memorize, right? A little loop followed by a big loop. That's simple. And now we're gonna call this a wiggle wiggle. So it's a quick in left, back to the right. So wiggle wiggle left, all the way back around to a wiggle wiggle right to a finish. So when you break that down, I now have 4 sections of this track. A small loop, a big loop, a wiggle wiggle left, and a wiggle wiggle right, and back to the finish. So that is when people ask, how do you memorize all those points? We don't. I don't. I break it down into manageable sections like that. And yeah, and that's how we use our navigator to kind of help me transition from, okay, little circle. Okay, now what's next? The big circle. Okay, what's next? Wiggle, wiggle left. And we try to work with our navigator to give us a signal somewhere in between there to help me transition to what's next, the wiggle, wiggle left or the wiggle, wiggle right. So we will have hand signals that gets us going in the right direction, and then my brain will key. I'm like, aha, we're going to wiggle, wiggle right, which is the last loop before we finish it. So that's how we do it. That's how I personally do it. Everybody has their own thing. I don't follow my navigator every single turn. That's almost impossible to do, and it's impossible to do smooth. I do know that, because you got to be 2 to 3 turns ahead of it. So when I break it down to little loop, I've already got like 4 turns figured out on how I'm going to attack that, and then the big loop, I've got 5 or 6 turns figured out in my brain. I'm doing the big loop, wiggle wiggle, I got the plan for that. So that's how I break it down. That's how I keep ahead of the boat by at least 2 to 3 corners.
Oh yeah, come on.
Wait for those to come out. What's up? What's up? How are you?
All right, so we are getting ready. We're at Port Angeles here, and we're getting ready. We're climbing in the boat, getting ready to go. Garrett and the modifieds are going right now. It's going to be quick. The rotation is going really fast. Probably we're going to be in the high 30s, low 40 seconds. So I'd alluded to yesterday on how we memorize the rotation. I'm going to tell, there's one other thing that we do that kind of helps, kind of makes it fun, and it kind of sticks in your brain. So I'm going to turn the phone around, and I'm going to talk to Tina, and she's going to explain to you how we memorize the rotation with a little aid. So Tina, how do we memorize the rotation? We got a song.
Yeah, it's super easy. So what we're gonna do is go loop first and then big loop. So we got it down. We're like, baby loop-de doop-de doop-de-dee, fat daddy loop-de loop-de doop-de, jiggle jiggle lefty doop-de doop-de-dee, jiggle jiggle right doop-de-doop-de-doo.
So that is literally how we do it. We get these little jingles in our head, and I've actually been known to been singing in my helmet in the past, little Eminem, Trailer Park Girls Go round the outside, things like that can stick in our brain, that we can get the rotation. And so today it's not Eminem, but it's Baby Shark. So here we go, and going into Q1. out of the boat, or actually Tina stayed in the boat. We just had our first qualifying run. We ran a 42 something, 42 and some change. Run was pretty good. There's a lot of standing waves out there, a little bit more than I was used to. But overall, pretty good run. The boat was kind of cutting out a little bit when I was at wide open throttle. We think we had the water net down too much, so it was getting hot. So we opened that back up. Nicole and Tina, they're obviously very stressed out. They're ready to go on their first qualifier now. As we alluded to, the boat's about 92 pounds lighter than the last run. And, well, plus another gallon of gas gone too, so we'll call it 97 pounds lighter. And you guys are gonna go out, clean runs, fast rotation. What's up with this?
Relaxing.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
They're in the zone. They're ready to go tear it up. Trim the nozzle a little bit, trying to get the bow up a little bit. You're going to get a little bit higher top speed. And they opened up the water valve a little bit on Nicole's run, and she said it was running fine, no sputtering, so I think we're good for that. And we're just going to go clean up the lines, find out where the waves are so we can kind of have a strategy on how to get through those without incident. But we're ready to rip. Here we go for Q2.